So perhaps you're brand new and ready to get started growing cannabis, or perhaps you've got a few grow cycles under your belt already and you're ready to branch out into autoflowers. Well, we've got you covered. Today, we're going to cover our upcoming autoflower grow and review our chosen genetics and how we're going to perform some of our comparisons so you can take our results and have an amazing autoflower grow. I'm Dr. Judd with GreenCert MD. Let's get into it. Hey there, and welcome to our kickoff video for our upcoming Autoflower Grow series. We recently completed our complete guide to growing photoperiod plants, and click here to check out that series. In this series, we are going to do some things similarly and some things a little bit different so that we can gain some new knowledge along the way. If you're a returning viewer, I really appreciate you being here, and if you're new, welcome, we're glad you're here. Please take a moment to click like, smash that subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming growing content. As always, this information is presented for medical, educational purposes only. I am not diagnosing or treating any conditions you may have, and please know and comply with all applicable laws wherever you may live. So I figure we'll start with what we're going to do in the same way. I'm going to do my best to run through an autoflower grow from start to finish, aimed towards the new grower, with some tips and tricks along the way that hopefully are useful to growers of any experience level. As I said in our Growing Made Easy series, I do not consider myself an expert cultivator. I am in general showing you one preferred way out of many ways to grow an autoflower, though this does touch on how this series is going to be different from our prior grow series. This time through, we're going to compare a few of the more interesting genetics options out there and other products to see what difference, if any, they make in the final outcome. To explain this more, let's take a look at our genetic selections. So to select the genetics for this series, I went to my favorite online seed bank, GreenCert MD. I'm barred by YouTube from telling you how to find them, but the most enterprising among you should be able to figure that out. I first wanted to select a classic autoflower option, and so I chose the GreenCert MD Heritage Series offering of Godfather OG. My experience with the photoperiod version was that it was a heavy hitter with huge yield, and I expect good results from what I am calling our ordinary or standard option here. Think of this selection as the baseline to which the remaining three choices will be compared. I next wanted to compare it to a more established brand, and so I chose to go with Dutch Passion's Auto Orange Bud. This is a strain for which they are known for, and though this is my first time growing this, we're going to take a look and see if it performs as well as the GreenCert MD Godfather OG offering. Third, those of you that follow the channel know that I have a special interest in some of the offerings from Royal Queen Seeds, and so our ultra premium choice for this grow is going to be their F1 hybrid offering of the Milky Way F1. We have a great video with the lead geneticist on the F1 hybrid project that I frankly have been dragging my feet on getting out, but that will follow soon to provide more context as to what an F1 hybrid is. But for now, I would sum it up by saying it's a hybrid autoflower which has been modified to produce a fast yield as early as 90 days and simultaneously a large yield comparable to what you'd expect from a photoperiod plant. In essence, F1 hybrids are supposed to provide the best of both worlds and be the premium synthesis of photoperiod and autoflower characteristics. Finally, I had the opportunity recently to meet the fine crew over at Grow Peaceful, and they provided me with their sour blackberry autoflower bucket. This offering is different from the others in that the single seed that comes with this comes with a 4-gallon bucket of soil that is reported to contain everything the plant needs to grow nutrition-wise. This should be an all-in-one solution whereby the seed is placed in the soil, watered, placed under a light, and that's it. The bucket was provided free of charge from Grow Peaceful, but Grow Peaceful has no say in the video content produced from it or how we rate the product. So this next week will likely be a video covering the basic differences between photoperiod plants and an autoflower. The next week after that, we'll be dropping our germination video, hopefully, as I intend to start the seeds tomorrow, so hopefully everything will go well and we'll have some little babies to show off by the time that video is ready to be released. We will then cover the entire growing process in real time, including topics such as watering, feeding, environment, transplanting, pruning, and harvesting, which, if you missed our harvest, trimming, and curing videos from the photoperiod grow, it's because they were age restricted, and be sure to click the link below to check them out. This time through, we will concentrate not just on my preferred techniques to grow, but we will also be able to compare nutrient feeding versus a fertilized soil offering, compare growing times and yields between standard, premium, and ultra-premium genetics, and learn these and other valuable insights to continue to improve our grows, because growing cannabis is a journey, and we're all looking to make the next grow better than the last. So it's entirely possible that I'm going to look back on this portion of the video and laugh comically at my off-target predictions. But I figured I would go ahead and include this because it is likely valuable to you, the viewer, to have an idea of what I think is going to happen as we make this series, if only to expose any potential biases I have right up front. First, I expect the Green Seed MD Godfather OG is going to be great. Based on my experience with the photoperiod version, I expect it's going to produce as much or more than what I'm calling the premium offering of the Dutch Passion Auto Orange Bud. There really probably will be no difference between these plants. I guess that the Orange Auto Bud will also acquit itself quite well, since these plants are going to be grown in identical settings using identical nutrients and soil. I'm not sure if there's going to be any difference in the time at which they go into flower, and that will be the one big wild card in this whole scenario. If one of the plants goes into flower much earlier than the other, that of course will affect yield, but then again, some may take the trade-off of a faster grow for lower yield, and this grow will help gather that data for you to make those decisions yourself. As for the Royal Queen Seeds F1, I sincerely hope it lives up to the hype and that I end up with a monster plant that produces a yield comparable to our recent photoperiod yield in a shorter time frame. Finally, as the Grow Peaceful option, this is my first time growing with an amended soil that does not need nutrient feeding, so I'm really excited to see how it does. My honest prediction is that we get a perfectly reasonable plant with average yields for an autoflower right out of it with minimal fuss and just having to water, but something that's probably going to have a lower nugget density and lower overall yield in terms of weight compared to what we're going to get with our house and garden fed plants. But I could be totally wrong, and this thing could knock my socks off. And at any rate, it already has the advantage of being the growing option with the lowest cost to entry, and I hope we're able to recommend this as a super simple option for those ready to grow their first plants. So there you go. I've outlined our genetic selections from our preferred seed bank, Green Seed MD, and I believe we've structured a autoflower grow that has a little something for everyone in it. Whether you're just starting your own growing journey and this is your very first time growing a plant, or if you were looking to test the leading edge of cannabis genetic development through an F1 hybrid, or if you're just looking for a tried and true, solid performing autoflower. But let me know what you think in the comments below, if there's anything else I should be considering with the grow, what your predictions are for how things will turn out, or any other criteria or endpoints that you think we should track to make this grow even more informative. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel, share the video with others, and consider supporting us on Patreon, link in the description below. So that's it for now, and until I see you again, puff puff and pass it on. This time through, we will concentrate not just on my preferred techniques to grow, but we'll also be able to compare. This time through, we'll not